Chapter 1 Sinful Smiles.
How much longer?
A small, fragile voice called out in the silence. A heavy huff and rolling of the eyes was called for as he looked back to the girl. Chubby cheeks and soft brown eyes pouted back at him. The older male couldn't help but drop the sarcastic look on his face, letting a smile replace it instead. "Not much longer, Hylan," he said, his voice deep but somehow soft as silk. He drummed his fingers across the side of the bus as pictures danced by, blurring into the distance. Where they were headed today, he knew wasn't going to be forever, but it would at least get them out of the house that they were forced to call home, for lack of a better place to take up residence. The older brother ran his fingers through soft locks of the younger. Her tiny hands were wrapped about his waist. She was a couple years younger than he was. He was currently 14, and she was only 8. Her whining was incessant, as he growled gently towards her, asking yet again how much longer. "Hylan, Oppa literally just told you that," he said, his hand popping her gently on the top of the head. "Please, stop asking," he said. She pouted her brown eyes and lower lip, letting it puff out towards her older brother.
So mean.
The look on the older brother's face dwindled, and he hugged her gently. "Just be thankful we're out here and not back there, you know," he said. The little girl didn't cheer, instead started to sniff. "Yeah, don't cry. Hey, if you really keep silent, I'll be sure to buy you some candy, okay? No crying, I promise." The cherubic child moved her hand up towards her face, gently rubbing the back of her dainty wrist against her nose and mouth.
Hey, Oppa.
The girl whined, causing the older to sigh and slide down in his chair defeated. Fine, fine. The brother had all but given up as the bus pulled up. "Second stop." Tay gently grabbed Hylan and left the bus, walking off with her. "No letting go of my hand. Mother said if I lose you this time, she will be angry at us both." He stayed close by her as the sibling duo walked into the shop. Tay was given a list of things to pick up, the tattered paper falling lifeless from his hand as his eyes scanned the room. There, in the middle of the store, were some people he knew from school. It appeared the others were here in the store buying things also. He skirted around them and walked down another lane after retrieving the lost list. The little girl in tow as her brother dragged her gently through the large building, grabbing a few things here and there. The familiar sound of a chuckle reached his ears as the two from the school found their prey. Given he had a young girl with him, the two decided not to mess with him too bad. "What's up, Talion?" the auburn-haired male asked with a falsely boosted ego-laced voice. Tay looked over at them, shooting a slightly pleased smile, knowing that the two wouldn't hurt him here. "So what are you two doing here?" he asked, attempting to be kind of civil. One of the males flinched forward, only for the other to gently stop him. "No, not here," he heard whispered gently over the crowded bustle of the crazy store. With a roll of his shoulder, he pushed the male's hand from it, muttering a "fine" to the orange-haired male standing behind him. He never let the other have any fun. He growled a little bit towards the tall kid in front of them, holding hands with the little girl. "Didn't know that's your type," he growled, vindictive as always. Why the two had picked out Tay to be their punching bag, the elder would never know. The tall kid rubbed him in just the wrong way, which had an unfortunate medical side effect that made the Dago boy want to beat the ever-living crap out of the younger. Something about the way Tay always smiled pissed him off. It made him feel uneasy. No one is allowed to smile that much. He had to be sick in the head. Even when they were bullying him, Tay always smiled. He'd even thanked them once for going easy on him. "Let's go. No sense wasting our breath on a loser," the slightly younger one said, wrapping his arm over his friend's shoulders. It was funny. The two were almost the same height, both rather short, against Tay, who was pretty tall when all things were considered. He was skinny and tall. Another reason Shuga couldn't stand him. The elder put his hand around Jimin, resting it safely on the other's chest from around his shoulders, and off they went. Tae let out a breath he didn't know he was holding, as he increased the hold on Hyland's hand. Well, that was terrifying.
Pansy,
she said in sing-song, earning a tongue out at her from her older brother. Hush, or I'll send you with them. She quieted down and pouted, moving through the crowd with her brother. Once they got the groceries they needed, they carted them out, walking to the bus stop again. Come on, let's go. He'd given her groceries to carry, but the little girl bolted off after something. Yeah, hey Lynn, get back here. She had dropped their stuff, and Tae growled, running after her. Damn it, Hai. But the little girl desperately wanted something from someone. He looked up at what she was taking, and there was a man standing there handing out balloons. Thank you, he said. The man looked creepy. V never did like balloons, or clowns after that day. Dad's gonna kill us. How right he would be. Tae returned back to their stuff, gathered what didn't break, and slowly pulled the girl to him. His body was shaking uncontrollably, and he had to stop himself from being very upset at the moment. Please stay with me. We broke the groceries. Dad's gonna kill us, Hai. You know that? He choked out, forcing a smile to his lips. The two boarded the subway. An hour later, they departed to their house. Even nature knew to stay away from this place, as the last bit of dedicated grass fizzled out in the last month. The drive was full of patches of auburn and mocha, the color of plant life losing the will to have it anymore. The rocks beneath both children's feet even seemed to lose their luster after enough time, taking on a dusted look from constantly being dry. The grass was never watered anymore. A once proud garden set in ruins, wooden scaffolds just thrown about atop the soil. At one time, they meant something to this family. When Tae was younger, his mother was so avid about her garden, forcing him to help out any time he was able to. However, the birth of his baby sister changed all that. The man she settled down with was not Tae's father, but he brought the little girl next to him into this life.